game up. Finally getting around to playing Steins Gate 0. I have watched the anime. I deliberately held off on playing this game so that I could watch the anime without being spoiled. So now we will see how it goes. $5 PB, hopefully giving us quality. Starting right off with the music in this game and anime are so good. This is the opening speech from the original Steins Gate as well. The artwork is so lush and amazing too. Look at Okabe's eyes. That's always been a strength of the science adventure series. As far as their games, the artwork is always amazing. Skip release a trigger. I don't know what that means. Tips, okay. Auto quick save. Okay. On the message speed to be pretty high. Skip mode, read only. I don't know what that means either. Are the lines voiced in English in this one? Huh, you can set each character's volume separately. That's hilarious. Like if there's a character you just don't like. Now, why is the voice off for Maho, Yuki, and Kagari by default? Do they not have a voice? They must not have a voice. Insert. Alright, you can't turn them on, so I guess they don't have voices. That's it then. New game. That's it. Enter. There we go. Now I know this game has multiple endings, just like the original Steins Gate, but I don't know how it's going to play in. Dr. Nakabachi, you piece of junk. So this is when Okabe stabbed her and goes back and decides not to try again. Yeah, it's weird. It won't let you turn those voices on. This is Okabe coming back to August 2010. Okay, so not English voices, but Japanese voices. Okay. I didn't think they'd have English voices. They didn't in the first game, so. No. Her kindness felt like nothing but a nuisance. Ugh. That's the bonus from the games versus the anime, is you get to hear Okabe's thoughts. He did end up saving Mayuri, though. That's the thing that his despair doesn't let him see. He found a way to save Mayuri, therefore there's got to be a way to save Kurisu as well. Yeah, Meepo, I have. If you check out my YouTube, I did reactions for it as well. I deliberately didn't play this game so that I wouldn't be spoiled for the anime. It's got the tip system like the first game too, to explain stuff you might not know about. Yeah, I know, but that's how I did it the first game as well. I watched the anime and then I played the game to see all the other endings, basically. Operation Arclight hasn't happened yet. Yeah. This line was missing in the anime, but that's good to know. She already told him, like, straight up, hey, if we approach the time limit and you're still not going to go, I'm going to go instead. I've heard that about the games, Meepo. I didn't watch the animes because people told me that the Chaos Head and Chaos Child animes weren't that good. But I did watch Robotic Notes. I liked it too. It's not as good as Steins Gate, but had that same kind of mystery feeling. I definitely will be checking out the rest of the Science Adventure series. Maybe not on stream, but especially because Robotics Notes Dash just came out, and the Dash stands for Daru Super Hacker, so he's going to be a big part of that story. He's one of my favorite characters. I didn't play the Robotics Notes game, though. I should try that as well. I stopped going to the Future Gadget Lab. That's so sad. He created the lab just so that he could get friends. Absolute Zero, the chapter title here. Okay. We're in November already. Okay. UPX building. Huh. So he already wants to go to Victor Condria.
ATF のそんなの分かっているわ。いや、私にとってはあなたが4回目よ。この場所に来てからね。ビクトル・コンドリア大学
Brain Science Institute.
脳科学研究所。あ、そのカードどこに落ちてたんだ？その話も4回目よ。え 城真帆。私の名前、ヒア城真帆。漢字でもローマ字でも誰も読めた試しがない。
Is it hard to read that name or something?
寝ぼけるなら夜にして。
それもそうだな。じゃあ飛び級か。
一つ確認して。
お
あなた今こんな小さい子が、それともこのね。高校をよく見なさい。
Maho's 3 years younger than me.
つまり立派な成人女性よ。中学生じゃないのよ。もちろん小学生でも幼稚園児でも。何かしらその。
いや、悪かった。謝る。
まあいいわ。
Daru's a perv.
そうだろうな。
何か言った？
How come when Daru's a pervert, I think it's a little bit endearing, but when the grapehead guy from My Hero Academia is a pervert, I just can't stand it. Alexis Laskinen, the father of a million memes. Oof. I got chills when I saw her show up in the anime. Oof. Oeka. You never know whether to really trust her or not. Even at the end of Steins Gate Zero, I hadn't been convinced. Moeka is super stylish. Let's see here. What's this? What's it do when I click this? It brings up the phone. Huh, okay. So we can save here. Check out the tips. Also called neuroscience. I think neuroscience is the preferred term versus brain science. All right, so it gives me, whoops. All right, so Mayuri knows she's not good. Okay. Nakabachi theory and the genealogy of pseudoscience. And how, as Okabe, do you just sit there? That's the thing that I never understood about him. You know, yes, he gave up because he didn't want to try again, but he's constantly reminded through Nakabachi that time travel is still going to be a problem for the world. SVR, use that. No point in thinking about it. Just wait until the drugs kick in, Okabe. Suffer Bay. Skenin. It didn't sound like an American name. What's an American name sound like? A fire at Kurisu's mom's house. I thought that happened earlier than this, but it could be mistaken. Yeah. Sometimes the drugs are all that can help when you've got PTSD, though.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending.
This scene makes much more sense than in the anime where he's talking in English and she's translating in English. I watched the dub, so that was something, I guess they had no other way to do it. But. He's still Englishing in the background, that's hilarious.
Now, without further ado, I'd like to introduce. So, I know today's theme is revolution in artificial intelligence, but I think you find this research very interesting. This terminal here is connected to supercomputers. Sorry, this is all still in development. We haven't had time, honestly. I'm a I almost any engineers out there?
That's kind of funny.
Anyway, while this finishes, I'll give you a quick overview of the system.
Oof. Science-y magazine. She used it to invent the time leap machine right in front of my eyes. Not here, Okabe. Nope. That didn't happen. Yeah, it's definitely going a little deeper into the science. But that's the gist of the Science Adventure series, right? Like what, 90% science, 10% fantasy?
Excuse me, I mean, Mizumaki say, you see here, electrical signals, signal patterns.
And Lyskenen seems like so caring for his team members here in the first half. He completely had me fooled until I spotted, oh yeah. Yeah, that's why I liked playing the original Steins Gate after I watched the anime, because it felt like I was just getting more of what I loved instead of taking what I loved and trimming it down, if that makes sense. But Lyskenen, I mean, he had me fooled until I saw those shelves in the opening and realized it was the same as the doctor's office in the future. Shaman girls. Where are the shaman girls, Rentaro? We'll get through this science stuff here. Well, and the interesting thing about this type of research is, like, what they're saying is absolutely correct. Think how many things that you used to know that you've forgotten. I mean, it's a natural part of human existence. You're constantly deleting memories that your brain doesn't think you need anymore. What if you could make sure you always had access to all of those memories? Even if nothing was wrong with you, it would still be useful.
I'm seeing some you have questions. I'll answer as many as I can.
Go watch the Robotic Notes anime. It's not that bad. It's not as good as Steins Gate, but it's pretty good. So Lyskenen understands Japanese, he just doesn't speak it, huh? Kurisu's research. It's rough. Okabe.
そもそもこれは医学的に無謀でしょう。サイエンス誌に掲載されたましてや筆頭著者が若干。あなたね。
意外。
最初は無理だと思われてた。でもただ批判するだけじゃ何も生まれない。あなた。
Now the question is, the question is here is, does Lyskenen already know Okabe is important, or is he just finding out Okabe is important right now? Well, Meepo, you're saying that Chaos Head and Robotic Notes both have a better version, but are they a better version? Because Steins Gate Elite is not actually a better version of Steins Gate. It's actually a worse version of Steins Gate. So, you know, it all depends.
The only time when it is
大声で
possible
怒鳴って
to
いいの
shout
は
is We did
We
it!
did it!
And that should be enough.
それだけで十分。
すみません。
And anyway,
え
oh first, a round of
でも
applause for
その前に勇敢な彼に拍手をお願いします。
men like him are
彼のような挑戦者こそが
and that he may even become the
彼
third
ならきっ
Einstein.
と第3
The second Einstein.
The third Einstein?
is rightly
第2のアインシュタインは変なこと言うのはやめてください。さて、これからこれが私たちのチームが今最も力を入れているアマデウスシステムです。
Amadeus, here we go.
皆さん、
Bonus Maho. Daru would have a heart
ちな
attack.
みにこれは映画などで有名なドリンクワークススタジオの声については私のボイスサンプルをデータベースにして日本の山永私は冷や城真帆です。正確に言うなら78時間に先ほどから教授はどうして私以前から感じていましたが全くだわ。皆さんの人間の記憶をデータとしてそんなことがそれでは私は78時間23分前の冷や城真帆の脳内から取り出された記憶を持ちそのデータをベースにして動いているのです。教授、今
Yeah, I can see though how people people would have not a lot of faith that that's actually what was happening. Like this isn't some sort of hoax.
教授はですね、いつ初恋はいつだったかとか何でも答えられる。ああ、もう恥ずかしいからやめてくれないかしら。私はそういうクレジットカードの番号なんです。あと1週間前に着ていたパジャマの色なんて覚えてるわけないです。
Oh, you're talking about the apron? Yeah, I do. I've got a closet cosplay for both Daru and for Mr. Braun.
何をしたいのか理解はできるけど、とにかく恥ずかしいわ。いたずらな子供ではなく、皆さん、もうお分かりかと思いますが、
Yeah, I haven't looked up much for Dash yet, but that's probably next on my list of the science adventure series.
自分が私たちはアマデウスにそう彼女は与えられた私の記憶からそれを独自に判断し自律的にそういうそしてこれは先ほどの医療分野への私はというか記憶例えば1週間前に着ていたパジャマそのような情報はこのようにアマデウスは記憶のインプットやアウトプット
Yeah, well, I have to wait and suffer like everybody else.
結果として研究を重ねている最中で
However, what really surprised
さらに
me is that Amadeus and not as some sort of
Deliberate lies. An AI that can lie to you is pretty scary,
わざと
actually.
そうするのです。
lying is
嘘は
only just another
人間
Amadeus
アマデウスも
entered
インプットされた記憶を自律的に検討し教授嘘をつくのに平気なことなんだ。
I'm so sorry and this has led us to some
このよ
interesting
うな
conclusions.
検証を続けていくことで
For one, we believe it's possible for
Amadeus
Amadeus
に
to eventually
人
possess
間
a
と
mind
同様
body.
の魂を宿すこ
A
とが
soul?
できるのではないか。
Scientists, yeah, I was gonna say, like,
In other words,
scientists don't really know how to describe that
本当の
in
意味での
scientific
人
terms.
工知能ということになります。
It's weird that, Oh, I see, it's only on consoles. They didn't make it for PC, huh? If it was, it'd be you would think they could get it digitally. JAXA. There's a robotics notes reference. Why is it? It makes me worried when it quick saves. It is reminding me I should probably save though. I just ignore him. Okay. Can I call anybody at any time? Nope. Doesn't let me call. But we like Shunibyu Okabe. Yeah, it's weird that I think they always release games on console first in Japan and not hip to PC gaming a lot of the time. What are you gonna tell her? Yeah, there's almost no connection. It's not a lie for him, though. From his point of view, they did become friends. Just not the point of view of reality in this world line. That's a really good depiction of how people really react to, like, when you catch yourself and remember someone who's gone, like, long after the fact. and it just kind of hits you.
ごめんなさい。
You cannot die.
Now this is the part where I'm trying to figure out if Leskenin kind of is already scoping Okabe here or not.
教授、
しかし、私。
いや、これは。
違います、教授。私が勝手に。彼は関係ないですから。クリスです。彼とは。
クリス？君はクリスの言う？
それは、はい。
岡部倫太郎さん。学生だそうです。
He did seem surprised, so.
そうですか。そういうことなら魔法。
はい。
ミスター・カーベリー。
まさか。
ここで彼に出会った偶然。
Yeah, also, I noticed in the game, it didn't show Amadeus Kurisu at the lecture.
日本にいる間、彼にテスト。
本気ですか？
クリスの友人なら。
ですが。
俺、ぜひ。
ナイス。じゃあ、詳細は魔法に聞いて。よろしく。
アマデウスに合わせるとか。
コンベンションでやったデモンストアマデウスのデータとして。
あいつ。
Her.
そう。
Kurisu.
アマデウスの中には。
Imagine if someone you really cared about was gone, but you could still talk to them. There's actually a really good podcast with that premise called Life After. You should check it out if you're interested in that type of idea and the moral ramifications of it. Okay. What's going on here? I don't know like how to do things on the phone. It just the calls pop up, but it's like doesn't let me respond unless the game wants me to, I guess. And you can't call anybody at any time. Parties at the lab are always a bad idea. Every time. It's like saving a lot here, so I'm wondering what's the deal? Not today. I'm meeting someone right now, that's what we'll say. Wow. Oops. What? It's a weird conversation. If he's always calling her her. Oh, that's like an in-joke between them. Ah, I see. From Chaos Set, huh?
このシステムの問題点の一つなんだけれど、まるで本当のクリスと今共有できていない記憶の齟齬に関してこちらの脳がついていない。
Memories that aren't shared. Yeah, it is kind of like reading Steiner. I didn't think about that when I was watching the series.
随分厳重なんだな。
今の時代、産業スパイが一番恐ろしい。どうぞ。
Do you happen to know if Chaos Head takes place on the Alpha World lines or Beta World lines?
少しだけ後ろに座っていて。
Salieri. Okay, there's her login. Why did they make the logo so beat up for their system?
パスワードは見ないで。準備はいい？
ああ、頼む。
ごめんなさい。
Yeah, about the world lines for the other science adventure series. I like how even the ones that aren't related to time travel or world line shifting, they still show the world line at the beginning of each show, which is kind of interesting. Like just to think. And also, that's the exact same webcam I'm using right now. That's hilarious.
まあ、俺が見たところで。
でも一応ね。
He's nervous to meet the computer, huh? He's not gonna leave now, of course.
だったら、もう少しそれらしい言い方をした方。実験ばかりに明け暮れているやつは。
今の発言は明らかに。
やめてくれ、恐ろしい。
いい弁護士を知っている。
その前に告訴を取り下げてくる。
示談に持ち込もうというのなら、それ。
後で毒ペンを怒るかな。
安い。
Dr. Pepper. He understands that much at least, that they're very similar. Imagine someone's been dead for 6 months and you see them talking and interacting with you just like the actual person did. It's got to be kind of jarring. Opening video here. There we go. Ah, nice. It's pretty stylish. I like it, and they actually use some animation which they did not do in the first game. Is it just me, or does Luca way more accepting of his own femininity in this game than the last game? Poor Suzuha. She goes through so much. Open the eyes. Everything to get to that moment where they meet again in Tokyo. Pretty nice. I can get behind that. That's a good opening. Closed epigraph is this chapter. Okay, so here's the... This is the doctor's appointment. Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter which way it happens. They were trying to show you early in the anime like how messed up he still is, I think. Which actually makes you kind of question his decision to meet Amadeus Kurisu, because you're like, man, you're not okay for this. You should not be doing it. Yeah, the scene where he kills Kurisu was way more graphic in the game as well. They kind of cleaned that up for the anime for sure. Seeing Mayuri die all over and over and over again. I actually, I had a watch party at my house with some friends who had not seen Steins Gate before. And it was very interesting to see their reactions watching the original series. Because, like, I mean, literally at the end of one watch session, one of them asked me, like, do I have to see this girl die more? Because I don't know if I can keep watching. And I was like, don't worry. We're almost through. You gotta power through it. But it is hard. Especially if you really like Mayuri as a character, which most people do. Because how could you not? And Kurisu here is so good. Every time she has the choice between herself and Mayuri, she says, pick Mayuri. Yeah. Feels bad, man. I don't want to die. Hypnosis probably not the best way to deal with this. Since his brain is already all screwed up from time leaping all those times and experiencing so many different realities, it's got to be a jumble. Yeah, hypnotherapy, not the smartest thing. Winter Mayuri. I like how they have emojis of their friend group. That's hilarious. Yeah, won't let you go to Amadeus if you're not supposed to either. Well, of course, he can't tell them that. He can't tell them anything about that. Any any information that could get out about it, that he was involved with anything like that, risks CERN, getting attention to him again.
夕飯これからだろ。
ルカ君とフェリスちゃんがね、久々にオカリンに会いたいって。
He doesn't. Not only has he not gone to the lab, he doesn't even go to Akihabara.
秋葉原でチラシを配る。
フェリスちゃんとルカ君だ。
Do do do.
岡部さん、まゆりちゃん。
I like how Ferris and Luca become like a tag team, both here and in the future. Her name is Ferris, man. She doesn't like Rumiho Akiha.
見ろよ。みんな見てるだろ。
いいじゃないかにゃ。
よくない。
なんで？
あの名前は黒歴史だからだ。
うにゃ
I didn't need him anymore. That
ー。
hurts.
呼べばいいのかにゃ。
そりゃあ。
やっぱりオカリンって呼ぶのが可愛くていいんじゃないかな。マユシーが言うならこれからそういう。はい。
Lukako. Is he the only one that still calls Luca Lukako?
大学のゼミが忙しいんだ。
Come on, Rintaro.
ATF の
Call him what she wants to be called.
あと、
サークル？何のサークルかにゃ？やっぱり UFO とか UMA とか。
テニスサークルだ。
That was funny in the show.
岡部さん。
初心者に決まっているだろう。
I may not look it, but I'm terrible at sports. So what's he trying to say? He looks good? He looks athletic?
じゃあにゃんで。
大学のゼミの准教授がテニスサークルの顧問なんだ。
一つも長くな。
まあ聞けって。相手、そうしたら、なんと俺にはどうだ。大したもんだ。
岡部さんね。目指せ。どこからどう突っ込めばいいのやら。
はっきり言うなよ。でも、みんないい人ばっかり。
They let him win.
サークルの練習が忙しいんですね。はい。じゃあ、
合コンとか。そんなに驚くことないだろう。
そうですよね。でも。
They're all like, "Oh, Okabe's love life." Luca, just say so. He knows already, but you don't know that.
フェイリスというものがありながら。
勘違いするなよ。俺は女の子なんか別に。
Wanna be normal.
いいな。
何?
Is she old enough to be interested? She's like a year younger than him, right? Maybe 2 years younger than him.
間違ってはいないけど、場所はラボでいいかな。
Yeah. He's been avoiding Suzuha. Just hearing her name could cause flashbacks. Oof. That's tough. I didn't think I could keep it together if I met her in person. That's really raw. That's really raw. You couldn't help but feel guilt, though. How can you not?
マユシーね、オペレーションっていうと、すずさんを笑顔にしよう。
聞かせてくれよ。
Yeah, when Mayuri says stuff like that, it's because she's been thinking about it a really long time. She sits on her ideas because she doesn't want to be a
マ
bother.
ユシーは思うんだ。ラボにいるときにね、すずさんに聞いても、僕も以前お父さんに買い物を頼まれて、そうしたら天音さんが通り、こんなこと当たり前だから、言っちゃいました。
She did. Yeah, Alpha Suzu very different than Beta Suzu. Beta Suzu has fought in World War III. Alpha Suzu lived in a dystopia, but at least they didn't have war. Completely different Suzuhas. Don't have parties at the lab, yo. Don't do it. She's still gonna go without you, though. That's the thing. She can't just let World War III happen. Mayuri is a very good judge of people, I would say. She's got a lot of insight. She's emotionally smart. They hadn't joined the lab. What's it have to say about that in the tips? What's a UMA? Lab members. That's one of the best parts about this game and show, I think, is like when Okabe calls someone by their lab member number and you're just like, they're part of this group. I love it. Juicy Karage #1. Just seeing her makes him almost break down. Huh. I find it interesting that they didn't tell Amadeus Kurisu that he knew her. Were they trying to get her to figure it out herself, maybe? What is this major? I think it's computer science. Or physics? I don't know. I can't remember actually. I don't know if they'd ever told you in the previous game.
どうかしました？岡部さん。
I like the brackets. Kurisu. Like this isn't normal Kurisu.
だけど、そうなんですか？レスキネン教授も気に入ってるみたいだし。あら、お気に
メスとかメスだな。
ま、冗
談？
もしかして本気？そう。でも
仮にそうだとしても、レスキネン教授は
教授の助手
Yeah, that's funny.
思っている以上に大変よ。あの方は本当に子供だから。何のことかしら？先輩。
Maho's a pretty good person too. She understands people a lot better than Okabe does.
何？もうちょっとこっち。は？そんなわけないでしょ。そんなに照れなくて。照れてるわけじゃないわ。そうですか？そうです。
一体何の話を？スイーツかっこ笑い目。
Mainstream women. Huh. That's funny. At channel.
クリスティーナ。
おい、その、これはひどい。
案ずるなクリスティーナ。
その呼び方。
俺はすでに気づいていた。
Kamehameha and brown rice or whatever it was.
失礼だな。
そういう意味ではない。俺が言っているのは。
その名で呼ぶな。バカな話はここまでにしましょう。そうやってごまかすところがますますウイルスをぶち込む。嘘です。もう言いません。
I do wish we got to see more of Kurisu and Maho's interactions when Kurisu was still alive.
Oh.
Yeah, because you felt her up the first time you met her.
そうだな。タイムマシンは作れるだろうか。
It's a good question to ask the AI. Fastest way to check and see how close she is to the original Kurisu.
何の話を？
ただのテストだろ。
どう？そうですね。結論かけれど不可能と。最初に結論を言ってしまうと、タイムマシンなんていうのはバカらしい代物だということ。
She was just saying that though. She had already written the research secretly. She was fronting during that.
そう決めつけるのは
そうかな。確かに世界中のどれも仮説の域を出ない。例えば宇宙ひも理論、そもそも宇宙つまり現実的ではない。
それは科学者が
それじゃあ君は
不可能とまでは言い切れない。そう言いま。
なあ、彼女は自分が
もちろん。
じゃあ一卵性ソーセージみたいなことはあるのか。
それについては蓄積されていく記憶が異なれば当然。
そっか。
あの大きな足音はそうじゃないでしょうか。
Rintaro! The voice acting is amazing.
Hey boy!
Hey boy!
岡部さん、ひどい英語ですね。
黙れ
クリスティーノ？
なんでもない。気にし。
気になります。
だからなんでもないというの。
なんでもない割には動揺し。
しつこいぞクリスティン。クリス。
This is where she figured it out.
クリスティーナって。
君もそこに食いつくな。教授、アマデウスの記憶を外部から改ざんすることは可能なんですか？
He doesn't know Japanese well enough without the instant translator.
例えば、私が自分ただ普通のデータと違い、今のところ仮に改ざんに成功した場合でも、私以外アクセス不可。つまり、その日記と現在の記憶との間に、さらに言えば、自己修復が不能なほどに改ざんされたとしても、最終バックアップから改ざんされた時点までの記憶。
そうか。
Real Kurisu.
しかし、君は自分のことを小説や漫画でよくあるパターンだと。自分は
Yeah, it's interesting because Amadeus Kurisu is under no illusion that she's the real Kurisu. She knows she's a copy. Biology and psychology, just a different kind of hardware and software, huh?
ヘリクツなら誰にも負けないわね、この子。ねえ先輩、余計なせっかく春が来そうなの。だけど私にとって一番どうでもいいこと、これが人生最後のチャンス。あなたこそその口を改めなさい。
She's so serious about it. Like you really should hook up.
Test をやる気はあるかな？ MDS にはタイヤ散歩が少なくてね、うちの研究室の子たちを
とはいえ、
そこでクリスの友人だったリンターロにぜひとも協力。
私と教授はしばらく日本あなたにしてもらいたいの。具体的なノルマのようなもの。ただ月に2回転。
それと申し訳ない。
We can't pay you. Sorry.
俺は
You think though, Liskenen would want to sweeten the pot for Rintaro at this point. And I like how they do like understand what they're asking. Not just Maho, but Liskenen understands what he's asking as well.
やります。やらせてください。
Phone call. Call from Kurisu.
はい。
マキセですけど。
It's Makise.
岡部さんからクリスの方からあなたに呼びかけてくることもあるから、その時はうまく対応して。それともクリス。事情はレスキネン教授や先輩からまさかなんで黙ってるんですか？話す。なんなのよ。せっかくいつも以上に人いずれにせよ、テスト中気が向いたらどうぞ連絡してきてください。
She's busy? What could she be busy doing? Like what does AI Kurisu do when no one's talking to her? They connected her up to the internet, which is probably not a smart idea, but I mean, I guess it's hard to get bored if you have the internet in front of you.
今行く。
You know, I haven't really noticed any choices yet, so maybe this doesn't branch as much as the original Steins Gate. Flashback to March. Oh, so we're not just stuck in Okabe's viewpoint. Hmm. Who's narrating this? I wonder who it's supposed to be. Or just some narrator. This game really never had that before. Like Skenin has them on the team though because he knew that Kurisu was important. I wonder though, Kurisu dying was actually a big setback for time travel research, so did Leskinen send her there on purpose to Japan? If he had known she'd be killed, he never would have sent her there, right? Because the whole reason she's working for him is he wanted to watch her research. Or did he know she would die, so he needed to get Amadeus set up? Yeah. She idolizes her, but also is a little sad that she can't catch up to her. Kurisu's like younger and more decorated. She doesn't want to say the words time travel.
まさかあの子はそんなことしないわ。あなたまさかバレていたなんて。自分先輩別に隠すことはないと思うけれど。
She goes to 2chan. That's kind of what @channel is supposed to be an analog for.
助かります。ねえ
This is good. We didn't get a scene like this in the anime. It's good to see them interacting with each other. They would never even meet again. Nope. That's it. He knows things about Krisa that I don't. Yep. Look at how satisfied the Amadeus Kurisu looks. Like, ah, I got you.
そうね。不思議だと思わない？二度しか会ったことのない相手なのに、あそこまで信用していいの？誠実そうな人。そう？好きなんですか？あなたね。別に取り繕うし、昨日は本人の目の前だったから仕方ないにしても、今は私たち二人きりですし。
That makes sense. Inquisitive. She's very curious.
岡部さんがどんな人？なるほど。まあそうでしょうね。ただ気になんです？いえ、なんでもないわ。先輩。
Yep. She already figured it out. He had already figured it out.
知り合いだったんですか？岡部さんの話や状況証拠を積み上げただけですが。別にいいわ。あなたのことだから反証の余地もないでしょ。相手だけが一方的に私との記憶を持っているのでは。彼と話していく上、岡部さんの方から切り出してくるかもしれないし、なんならあなたから聞いてみてもいいわ。興味深いデータが取れそうな気。
Like, even the AI wants good experimental data on itself. That's hilarious.
やっぱり日本に来たせいなのかもしれないわね。
The Radio Kaikan building doesn't actually exist anymore either. That's kind of sad. Huh, what? Oh, it flashes what the character we're following? This is Katsumi? Fubuki? Goes by Fubuki. They all have like alternate names for fandom stuff. The tomboy Fubuki. Kameko? I don't know what that is. Let's go to the tips. Okay. So she's a cross player. The cosplay friends here that ended up not being as important in the show as I thought they would be. Kaede's kind of morose. Amayuki? That must be her cosplay name, just stick her names together. Get a lot more information on this subgroup of the friends here than we did in the anime. Christmas party. No. This is always bad news bears. Don't have parties at the lab. I'll take you for myself. Oh. That's some heavy pairing there. That's a ship sailed. Quiche? I don't know why you would ever bake a quiche when you could just make some nice scrambled eggs instead. It's faster and more tasty. And I like how her friends know about the lab. Like, it's kind of a weird thing. Like, we got this hangout spot that my buddy rents. Get pumped, Mayuri. Marry me. Fubuki has problems with the fact that she looks like a boy, but she crossplays. Guess that's how you own up to it. Yay. Mayushi's boyfriend. No, you got it wrong. Whenever he laughed, he seemed kind of sad. What? She's sad because Ocarine isn't himself.
みんな誤解してるよ。私そんなにも。そうなんですか?
There's this weird thing in Japan where like you're never sure if somebody's single or not. I don't understand it myself. But like the fact that your friends wouldn't know if you have a boyfriend or not seems bizarre to me. Especially when you like hang out with them as much as these girls hang out with each other. Daru, yo. Put on those friggin' fingerless gloves. A member of Mayuri's club. Hybrid type. Without the slightest shame. I don't think he likes girls like me. You mean real girls? Mayuri guarantees it because she's in the know that Yuki is his wife in the future. Oh, here, this is the retcon because I think they met her in either the movie or one of the spin-off novels, but this is actually how it happened. Had started going to Mayuri's club at the Future Gadgets Laboratory. Listen, Mayuri's lab mem number 2, it's Okabe's club. It's Kyoma's club. He's the lab founder. No, you gotta come. A little sister. Yeah, you can't trust Mayushi to be able to keep a secret like that very well. Even though they're in public. Whoa. Fan servicey. Now, are they just playing around, or is Fubuki actually like that? And her friends just deal with it? Yeah, this is Fubuki, kind of mini reading Steiner. Yeah, this is a nice scene that wasn't in the anime at all, so I like getting a little bit more insight on the dynamic between all these friends. That's the strength of the series. Like, these friends group are so authentic in the way they act with each other. Like, it's the way real friend groups act with each other. All the joking around and, you know, getting a little concerned. Oh yeah, so I guess yeah, she's a lot older.
マユシが、死んじゃうんだ。え、何？どういうこと？
Like she's seen all the futures that Okabe had lived through. She's seen them. She thinks they're dreams, but they're not.
毎日毎日夢の中でマユシーが死んで、夕べ見た夢なんか最悪だった。私たちの目の前でその
That's the heart attack one. That's the one that happens in the when the timeline goes back to beta for a bit.
大きな声で、ねえ、どうしちゃったんだろう。落ち着いて。そうかな。だってまゆりちゃん、今日もすごく元気だったでしょ。だから私、やだ、そんなことありえない。絶対に。絶対よ。
I mean, you got to think like your friend's going a little crazy here. You know what I mean?
そんな悪いこと。
She just told you she dreams every night of your friend dying. It's kind of bizarre, right? I'd be a little worried if one of my friends told me that. She had the nightmares again, huh? All right. Souza has viewpoint. I'm actually going to stop right there for today. Good amount of playtime in. I don't feel like I've passed up any important decisions yet. I definitely am liking the amount of expansion on events. Just seeing more of the character interaction is good. I'm glad I'm playing it. Besides to see like how they handle all the different endings, it feels like a fuller version basically. So good. I'll see you all next time.